Hey guys, my name is Garrett and welcome to episode 21 of Attila's Trek. For those of you that are new, welcome. This is my devlog series documenting the progress of my next video game. Currently, I'm starting development of a new game, which I will talk about just in a bit. Stick around if you want to see some game development, singing, and maybe a bit of this guy. Now, let's have some fun. So, my new game. Right now, I am dubbing it Project Forgiveness, and that's because I really don't have a name. All I really know for sure is that it's going to be themed around forgiveness. This game will be a 2D adventure game where you play as a character going through different scenarios in their life where they have to forgive people to come to terms with it. I don't want to go much into the story now because I don't want to spoil it, but essentially you're going to go through a bunch of situations where on the surface it seems really bad, but once you uncover clues by talking to different people and finding evidence, you will come to terms with what happened and forgive the people who have wronged you. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from games like Last Day of June and Gone Home, sort of having that indirect sort of storytelling. Although I think I'm going to be a little bit more direct, I want to sort of give off that vibe where it's more deep than what's just on the surface. So it'll be a little hard to exactly see it in this week because it's the very start of development, but in the future weeks you'll start to see how the game is shaping up. Monday was the first day of development, so I added basic player movement and some dialogue between NPCs, and this is very basic. In its initial state, I just wanted to have the dialogue appear so you could register that you are talking with an NPC. On Tuesday, I started with some art, so I added some walls and floors and implemented them into the tile map system, which I've never used before, but I feel like it's going to be really useful for this kind of game where there's going to be a lot of different objects and buildings and different sort of structures. So I had a very basic implementation of that, just a basic room, but I would further refine that later. On Wednesday, I added doors, which were essentially teleport points that would allow you to go to another room. So this would be great for simulating rooms in different areas of the house and also upstairs and downstairs. It was very, very jittery in this state, but it does get the job done. On Thursday, I started adding more functionality to the dialogue, so now the NPCs could have their own name and you could customize the dialogue they're going to say. This is something that is just very basic in its own, and I would find out later that I really need to refine this process. On Friday, I added more to the dialogue, so now you can have multiple lines of dialogue. I also just improved the system a bit. I also refined the player movement because I was having some trouble with the collisions, and I also added collisions to the walls so you couldn't actually go through them. So after going through the development of Breedom 7, I started to realize the importance of organization ahead of time. And even after just the first week and at least already a good amount of planning, I realized how much planning I really need to do to keep my product organized, especially with the dialogue system. I'm essentially making different quests throughout the different levels, and I really want to make sure that's organized at the start, because when it comes to later in development, if I want to change something, it will be really hard if I don't have a good grasp of how I implemented the system. So I have to plan out how exactly I want to do the dialogue and the quest, because it's pretty much the main feature of the game. Thank you for the comments on last week's video from Pixel Mystique, from Alligator, Hadcon Dev, the Broman 90, Church Pew Pew Pew, Bearskin Code, Michael K. Taylor, Games in House, Benjamin Boswell, and Welton King. Thank you guys so much for watching episode 21 of Attila's Trek. If you liked it, be sure to like the video. And for those of you that aren't, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my devlogs every Sunday. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.